Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Nerdrant. I'm Dr. Zombrain, also known as Seth, with my co-host
JJ aka Junior Wolf.
JJ. I got some news.
Okay.
Do you remember what happened today?
Do I remember what happened today?
I said I was doing something today.
You did. What was it you were doing today?
It was a really big thing.
I know, and I feel stupid that I'm not remembering it. Because I know you were doing a thing.
I had a small assignment.
I cannot remember.
I had my driving test.
Yeah, that's right.
I had my driving test.
Talking about this, I remember okay, I gotta remember to ask, and now I'm I was no idea what it was.
Anyway, I passed.
Woo!
I officially got my
driver's license.
Woo! So now you just gotta work on getting that title transfer. Then once I get my car in my name, I will get insurance for it, get inspected, and I have freedom. The only problem is it does have 300,000 miles, which is unfortunate.
So now we can start planning for you to visit. Woo!
Maybe. I'll see. I'm definitely gonna be cautious about this car.
Definitely. You gotta be careful.
With 300,000. But yeah, that happened. And then before we get into today's episode, is there any big news that you want to say before we get into it? Because there's a lot to cover.
I mean, on the topic of cars, I still don't have my car back. Did I ever tell you what happened to it?
Yeah. Wasn't that like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago. And apparently, allegedly, the guy was sick for a week, which I don't buy whatsoever. But
there's only one guy though. Like there's not another.
I know, right?
Like
you'd think
someone
they'd have
else
another guy to work on it, but
in the
no,
garage.
he was sick. So apparently they allegedly started on it like middle of this week, and I'm gonna call this weekend and be like, hey, how's progress going? But it's been 3 weeks and I still don't have my car. It's getting to snow up here, and I kind of need my car.
That's real unfortunate.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we get into today's episode, I do want to mention what next week's episode is. Because of just how big this news is, we will be covering it. I wanted to cover this stuff that we're going to talk about today last week, but then the Steam Machine kind of dropped, so we had to talk about that. Next week, we will be mentioning Hytale and the Game Awards. Game Awards, there's some just good stuff for gaming, and then Hytale's back. Great news. We will cover all of that next week. I just want to say that we do know about it. I did post it in the Discord, but we know about it.
We're not blind to this.
Right.
Some things,
it's just,
but
yeah, we definitely missed some things. So I'm letting you know we do know that's happening. It's just the last 3 weeks there has been a schedule, and we just had to completely undo that schedule because the Steam Machine and Hytale dropped.
I don't know why this is the time where people are like, yes, let's release everything we've been working on for the past 3 years all at once.
So it's not that we forgot or that we didn't see. It's the fact that we're gonna be behind a little bit. We're already behind on this. But it's there.
It's there.
Hytale's back.
We're good.
It's great. Anyway, today we're gonna talk about Fortnite and Call of Duty. Black Ops 7 launched. It's been great. I've been playing it. JJ's seen a few things about it. And then we were just going to do Call of Duty, but even if I did just want to do a Call of Duty, with the last week that we've had of Fortnite, we kind of have to cover Fortnite before, because we can't do it next week because next week's Hytale, so we won't be able to cover until after the event and after whatever's happening. So, lot to cover. Let's start with Call of Duty, new game, and then we'll talk about all the stuff that's happening next week in the next few weeks with Fortnite.
Definitely.
And also right now. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Black Ops 7 is out. Woo! So JJ, in the first 2 days, I streamed 24 hours.
Yeah, I know.
That's
tuned
just
in that
streaming.
one morning.
That's not. I played more than that. I probably logged 14 to 16 hours a day for the first 2 days.
Yep.
That first day, I was exhausted because I had work. I could not sleep. I tried to take a nap. I could not sleep, so then I played until 8 a.m. So I was up from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Play the campaign. We'll definitely talk about that. That's probably, I'd say, the weakest part about Black Ops 7. But then I finally unlocked Endgame, this roguelike that I've been very excited about. That dropped. Then the next day at 1 p.m., well, that day, Friday, the zombie map quest started. Multiplayer's out, and we got some updates, and Season 1's around the corner. So let's start off with multiplayer. Have you seen much multiplayer?
I have seen some.
Okay.
Most of what I've seen has been about the campaign, but I did try and see some stuff about them. Okay, first of all, I tried installing the game, but oh my gosh, even with this, like, being able to actually select what I want to install this time, it's still, like, over 100 gigabytes, and I was like, my Wi-Fi has... Sorry, I just punched my microphone. My Wi-Fi has decided to be absolutely stupid the past week, and it won't do anything. Like, I have struggled to load Twitter on my phone when I'm on the Wi-Fi. So
I will say this for the viewers, not necessarily directly to you, to the viewers. It's definitely a large file size, but I will say you're able to delete stuff, right? The problem is for JJ, his Wi-Fi sucks, so he can't sit down and just download the extra 50 gigabytes to delete it after it's installed. That takes an extra 48 hours.
Well, see, on Xbox, before you download it, I can select exactly which parts of the game I want to install, and all I selected was the Black Ops 7 campaign and multiplayer. That was it. That was all I selected to download, and it was still... like, I think it was like 93 gigabytes.
Well, I think part of that's the HQ. I think the HQ itself, like, is just a require, like, 15, 20 gigabytes.
The HQ, it said, was like 10 gigabytes, I think, just for the HQ.
Okay. I don't know. There's probably some other stuff. The other problem is with this game and the way the engines work, you are required to download certain Black Ops 6 stuff because of the same engine. There's just certain things that are carried over. I don't know those specifics, but either way, even if it was less, JJ's internet just sucks.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
even if it was 50 gigabytes, still a 48-hour download.
It told me it was going to take like 2 days to download, and that was not like a buffering exaggeration. That was literally consistently. It told me it would take 2 days to download, and I was like, okay, so we're not doing that because I'm not going to sacrifice the rest of my Wi-Fi for 2 days to try and get this downloaded. But I went and I watched a bunch of videos on it to make up for it, so... multiplayer.
Yeah. So, multiplayer. We'll start with multiplayer. And the reason I want to start with multiplayer, that is actually the mode I have played the least of. I think I have like 20 or 30 minutes in it. That's not because it's bad. There's definitely some things I want to talk about, but that's mostly just because there's just so much in this game, and I started with the campaigns. The campaign was an instant 6 hours. Then I'm doing the camo grind. I'm playing these other new modes. I'm playing these new maps. So there's just a lot to cover, and because I played the beta, multiplayer is kind of the last thing I want to do because that's what I played for most of Black Ops 6, and I played for the beta. Whereas Endgame's new, and I've been enjoying zombies a lot more in the third quarter of Black Ops 6.
So I do want to preface my thoughts on this with, so because this is like the second Call of Duty game that I've actually played on release, like that's not like 10 years old already, I'm going to have some harsher thoughts because I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. You know the reasons why I'm not. It's very repetitive and whatnot. But when it comes to, and I think this is especially bad because of the fact that it's one and the same franchise. If this were like a Modern Warfare game that released after Black Ops 6, I wouldn't have as many harsh thoughts. It's just like
last time, Modern Warfare 3 right after Modern Warfare 2. It's just fatigue, and fatigue's already a thing with Call of Duty with the yearly release, but when you have the same universe back to back, it's only going to make that larger.
Yeah, and I feel like when it comes to this, these games probably would have been widely well received back to back if there were a larger gap in between. Like if it were a 3-year gap in between, it probably would have been fine. If it was Black Ops, people would have enjoyed it. But the problem is, a year apart, it feels like I'm paying another $70 to play the same game that I already bought. And I feel like that is really, really annoying.
So the first thing I will say is, I think it's just one of those things that a lot of Call of Duty fans don't realize. You guys know you don't have to buy it every year. Because I bought Black Ops 6 and I bought Black Ops 7, but the reason I'm not fatigued is because I didn't play Modern Warfare 3 until Season 6, the last season. I didn't buy Modern Warfare 2, period. I bought Cold War and Vanguard at like 60% off a year or two later. I have not properly played before Black Ops 6 since Modern Warfare 2019, so it's been like 4 or 5 years. So it's like you kind of have to take it a step out and look at it as an individual thing, and I think as a game as a whole, it's great, but it definitely is the same thing. Not for you, though. Again, for the Call of Duty fans, another thing that I've been seeing people say is, people say that, And I'm not saying you're wrong, but at the same time, people are saying it needs to be different like back in the day. I'm sorry, Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 are the same thing with different stats. It is the same thing. Like, it's not that different. And I'm talking the original.
A thing that's happening
it's been
for a
the
while.
same. It's just the fact that it's back-to-back that it feels so much worse. And the fact that it's the same engine. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but I'm saying it. Let's take the rose. I like classic COD. There's stuff in current COD I like. But let's take these rose-tinted classes off, and compared to something like Fortnite, this is rose-tinted classes. It has been the same since 2007. COD has been, you load in, you shoot some people, you die, you load in, that's it. That's been the formula for 20 years. It's not that different. I do think there's things Black Ops 7 has done differently, but I'd say multiplayer is one of the most identical of all the modes. There is good things, but I can't really defend that. And I think that's kind of how this episode is going to go. I'm going to kind of defend it for someone that has played it versus someone's like just perspective on it.
Yeah.
And we're just going to go from that. Because we are different perspectives, but there are definitely negatives. I will say one of the biggest negatives I've had of multiplayer is the question of the matchmaking. Have you seen much of that conversation?
No.
So, in the beta, we had skill-based matchmaking. But then they had open matchmaking, which is the classic matchmaking. Super fast load times, and it was, all this great stuff. And then they also announced that not only would that be the default, we'd have no disbanding lobbies. So with that nemesis system, whereas someone kills you a lot, you will see the person that's your nemesis, that's killed you the most. And you can stay in that match, and then you can play with that person again and again, and you kind of have a rivalry growing for multiple matches. We have not had this since Black Ops 4 in 2018, I think. So that's great. However, people have been wondering if skill-based matchmaking is in or not, because some people have had awful games, and some people feel like it's not there. I think the biggest thing is people are also realizing that they're really bad at the game, and skill-based matchmaking was protecting them. It's the reality. But I don't know, because I haven't played enough. I just have not played it enough. I also did not think skill-based matchmaking was that bad of a thing in Call of Duty. I didn't think it was that severe compared to some other people. But, yeah, I'd say that's really the biggest thing I've seen with multiplayer. Is there any other specific gameplay points that you've seen with MP?
Not really, no. I mean,
okay.
There's nothing wrong with the multiplayer how it is, right? Like, I want to get that out there. Like, there's nothing wrong with this multiplayer. It's just the fact that it's the same thing that's the big issue, because the multiplayer is fun. I had fun when I played it, but I don't know. I don't feel the desire to play basically one update's worth of changes to the same multiplayer that I played last year. Like, it just doesn't feel worth it to me.
I do think there's a lot of updates, but again, for MP, I think another thing that people don't realize is how it's the fact that when they change so much, people complain, and then when we don't change stuff, they complain. So it's kind of like a lose-lose, but I'd rather, if they find a formula that works, stick with it. I think this type of perk system's better than some of the more awkward ones we've had in the past. So there's just a few things that I'd rather them keep than mess around and then ruin it.
Best case scenario is just bigger gaps between games. Like, that would make everybody happy, and that would help everything, but they're not going to do that. That's not.
No. And the other reason why I wanted to mention the matchmaking, though, is this game apparently sold almost 50% less than Black Ops 6. And the reason that scares me is if the skill-based matchmaking is toned down, and we have more open matchmaking, which is more based on ping and people that are local versus skill level. When they make next year's game, they're just going to undo all this. All the stuff that we've been asking for, and the reason people have not liked COD since Modern Warfare 2019 is because skill-based matchmaking. Oh, great update, but skill-based matchmaking. That has been every tweet I've seen. They've changed it, but now that it's sold so poorly, why would they keep skill-based matchmaking? Or not keep skill-based matchmaking, you know what I mean? That's the thing that I'm most scared about. I haven't played MP, so there's just not much to talk about here. I will say there's two things about MP that I just like gameplay-wise. One is I just like the wall jumping. I think that's a good, mild change that really makes it feel more futuristic while still keeping it grounded because it's not jetpacks. But then it's just a good addition to the Omni movement. I don't think it's a completely different thing. I do agree. But I do like that little quirk. The other big thing for multiplayer is, for the first time since Advanced Warfare, I believe, we've been able to edit our score streaks. And then also, for the first time ever, lethals and tacticals with overdrive. If you use them enough, you level them up and you get 2 extra abilities. You get to choose one or the other, and it can just make your cluster grenade that's shoots it's like the explosion bow from chapter 2 compared to the boom bow. It when you shoot it, it has a bunch of smaller ones. You can cook it, so you can like cook it like your grenade, hold it for a second, and then throw it, or you get an extra bomb or 2. It's just a nice little thing that's been really nice. There's a few score streaks that are really good. But that's just been a fun thing. I don't think that completely changes it, but for multiplayer, there are a few changes. There's one score streak that I forget if we talked about during the beta. Have you seen the one sniper? The wall sniper?
Yeah, the one through walls, yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? It's like the railgun, but worse.
No.
So if you guys don't know,
doesn't like snipers in these kinds of games anyway, it would be pesky to try and deal with.
So for the people that don't realize, there is a score streak that it makes sense, right? If you get 10 kills, you get this score streak and you get like 5 or 6 kills. That's pretty balanced. The problem is it's a sniper that lets you see through walls with infinite penetration. So if you were in the other side of the map, you can still kill the people at their spawn through the entire map. And here's the crazy thing, JJ. It carries through rounds. So you could be playing Search and Destroy, wipe the entire team, have 3 rounds left, start the next round of Search and Destroy, and instant kill 3 more. Enough said. It's definitely chaotic. I like that they're being a little goofy with it. I'm sick and tired of the mail sim classic Modern Warfare. I'm excited to have more futuristic crap like this. So I'm definitely excited. Let's talk about zombies. How much have you seen about zombies other than the trailer that you just saw?
I have probably seen the least about zombies. Well, not the least. I've seen a good balance between campaign and zombies, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's chaotic.
It is, and it's honestly phenomenal. I've been loving the OG crew and having Richtofen just sprout some wild remarks. Just wild remarks. It's also really nice that it's the OG actors, voice actors, except for one due to medical reasons. So it's been really good. Just like the videos that I'm watching now from Classic COD, it's the same voice actors. Like I'm hearing those people say wild stuff and interact with different characters based on who your crew is, especially with the new one. We have Ashes of the Damned, which is one of the hardest boss fights I think they've ever had for zombies. Then we have Cursed Mode and Survival Mode. Survival Mode is what we had in the beta. Nothing really to report. Like, it's the same thing. Pretty bare bones, but it's a fun mode, especially for camo grinding. But then we have the main quest in Cursed Mode. The main quest is Ashes of the Damned. It's like Transit from back in the day. And you get Old Tessie, but you slowly upgrade it, and you go through this massive quest till eventually you fight a massive Beyblade made out of flesh and shoots a bunch of rockets.
Huh.
That's the best way to describe it.
Lovely.
So, I'll go back to before Black Ops 6 when I told you that Treyarch Zombies is different. Is that what you thought?
Not quite.
Beyblade flesh monsters?
No.
No?
I don't think I would have
How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I feel like if there's any place for it, zombies is gonna be it. I think zombies should not be taken so seriously, obviously, because it's a zombie apocalypse. I think zombies should be a goofy mode, and sure, you can still have it be like serious tone, but if you're gonna like do some wild like make-believe fiction kind of stuff, that is where it should be, is zombies. Like that, it fits really well in there.
So, I showed you that trailer, and we'll talk about that trailer in a minute. The amount of people that are saying this is not zombies, but at the same time, 10 years ago, we went to a moon base made by Nazi Germany, and we teleported there to explore a magic pyramid device from this old gods. And then the reason there's zombies on the moon is because there was a magical rock that corrupted all the researchers.
Well, I think the reason people are like, this is different is because back then they treated that like it was serious and like it was possible. Now they're just acknowledging the fact that everything they're doing is ridiculous and they're owning it.
Yeah.
I think
And
it's great that they're
I don't
finally
mind
owning
it.
it.
It's just the people that are complaining, I'm like, again, rose-tinted glasses. Zombies has been like this for decades. Like, people were complaining about the car. Guys, your top map of all time, not all time, but like one of the top 3 maps, people say it's one of the best maps of all time. The best map in Black Ops 2, the highest reviewed Call of Duty. There's giant robots. And I don't mean small robots. I'm not talking like Hulkbuster. I'm talking, you know the movie, The Giant Robot? I'm talking larger than that. I'm talking Galactus on the Fortnite, like massive maps. It's been like that for years. Just saying. So I'm happy that they're going full throttle into it. I'll also say there is some really cool stuff, and I can go back into multiplayer. Remember how last year I talked about Reckoning and how they had the periodic table from the year that the map was?
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of small things that are in these maps that are really cool details. For example, the one beta map where it has the one lift that goes up and down. It's in multiplayer as well now. There's actually a kill counter for how many people that have dropped off the map.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a map which is like a airport type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go through the 2 hallways, there's actual x-rays and you can see like a certain model through the wall of like an x-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just some really cool attention to detail that I've seen. This map has so much to it, from references to old CODs to new stuff to the Easter eggs I've seen already. It's been really good. Have you seen much about the main quest? The only other really big thing I want to talk about is cursed mode then for zombies. Because I haven't beat the main quest, so I can't really talk much about it.
I haven't seen much about like the quests and the Easter eggs and any of that, just like the main gameplay.
Yeah. I will say I like the main gameplay. There's some cool stuff. I like some of the I will say just throughout all of this, I have thoroughly been enjoying the guns more. I said this one video I uploaded, and I think I've said this here. Black Ops 6 just has the same guns that we've had for years at this point. The PPSH, love that gun. I've also used it 5 different times. It's just nothing special. So I'm really excited that they can branch out and have some unique stuff, and I'm also excited for some of the more futuristic stuff from like Black Ops 4 and 3 to come back. But for the cursed mode, this is a quote-unquote classic mode, but it's not. It is one of those cases where everyone in the community said it, but there was no validity to it. I don't know about you, JJ, but I'm getting really tired of the community hyping something up when the people, when the developers actually say, hey, let's lower your expectations. And then everyone's like, oh, this is going to be great. And then everyone's disappointed. I think that's what cursed mode is, because they said classic systems, like the point system and no minimap and starting with a pistol. That's it. That's it. But everyone's like, it's classic COD, it's classic COD, it's classic zombies. It's not. It's not. It just has some classic mechanics. But I will say, one of my favorite parts about cursed mode has been seeing the community just come together and find stuff. We actually talked about this, what was it, just the other day, I think?
Yeah.
And even in Fortnite, I can't remember the last time the community really came together to figure something out after Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe early Chapter 3, but even then, it was so 50-50 because we're like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And pretty much what the cursed mode is it's classic systems, it's a little bit harder, but the way it works is there's relics that you have to find. Now, you have to beat the main quest before you can find these relics. Then, there's 3 tiers of relics. Wicked's are actually here. I'm right here. So, there is Grim, Sinister, and Wicked. There's 3 per, and they all do their own thing. One thing that's really cool about them, JJ, is with them being harder, they actually have to start at a higher round to do it. So before you can start looking, you have to beat the Easter egg. Then, in your next match, you have to be round 20 before you can look for the Grim ones. Round 40 for Sinister, and unfortunately, 60 for Wicked.
Damn.
I've never been to round 60.
That's crazy.
So I think one of them in either 40 or 60, I think it's 60, you have to go to round 60, activate the trial, and then you have to go an entire round without taking damage. People aren't happy about that one. You can cheese it with Gobblegums where you just skip over the round. I'm definitely going to do that if it's still available, because I have so many Gobblegums saved up. But wow, they are hard. I don't know about, because I know you don't play multiplayer games. Do you have any game that you can think of that has like a really hard challenge like that the community trying to find? Because Call of Duty Zombies had these Easter eggs, but realistically, for the last like 10 years, we find them in the first day, and that's it. I think we found them, but it took like a week. And I don't know about you, I feel like a lot of games have been trying to go easy on the community and like the casual, so we haven't had a lot of difficulty and stuff like this.
Yeah, there's not many that I can think of. Like, obviously, there's a lot of games will add, like, I don't want to say hardcore mode, but, like, a mode where everything is more difficult and you only have one life. Like, a lot of games will do that. Silksong just did that. But, like, other than stuff like that, there's not a lot of challenges that are just flat-out difficult.
So, it's been really good to see. There's so many. But what I'm really excited about is another thing with it is you can change them and make it feel more classic. For example, only 4 perk limit. There's no ammo crates. However, if you choose certain ones, it will increase this bar, and you can get to tier 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, with all these challenges, it makes it harder, but there's rewards for it. Tier 1, you get golden armor. This was in Black Ops 6. It's, I think, 25,000 after 10,000 for level 3. It does not increase your armor. What it does is it regenerates armor over time, even if you don't have any. So that's really good, especially with the boss fight. There is a lack of armor, so that's a really good one. Level 2 gives you, what is it? Ultra weapon rarity. So this is like our mythic. It's after legendary. And then finally, you get Pack-a-Punch tier 4, which is a, so with the classic point system, it's actually really easy to get points. However, JJ, I will say there is one problem with it. They increase the cost of everything. Ammo's 500 instead of 250. Then, like, for a different Pack-a-Punch. Then for Pack-a-Punch tier 1, instead of 5,000, it's 10,000. Then it's 25,000. Then it's 50,000. So then to get one gun maxed out, it is, like, almost 250, 300,000. It's grind. People are wanting it, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Anyway, we should move to campaign, because we're at 27 minutes already, and we still got to talk about Fortnite.
Dang! Well, campaign and endgame. If you beat campaign, you get endgame. Actually, as of today, you no longer need to beat campaign. Which makes sense. There's not been a great reception of the campaign.
Yeah.
However, I will say if you did beat the campaign, you did get some bonuses, some bonus XP, and 3 perkaholics, which is great, because I will absolutely be using one of them to die right away, because that's a Black Ops challenge, Dark Ops challenge, like always, to waste it within 30 seconds of taking it. So campaign. I want to start off by saying I do not think it is the worst thing we have ever seen in our entire lives. Everyone has been saying this is, like, death. I don't think it's that bad. At the same time, I don't think it's necessarily the best thing either. It's not great. It's not great.
I have seen
but I don't think it's, like,
negativity around this.
It is. I think the story is, like, it's a basic story, but I think it's there. I think the thing is, with campaign, the way I look at it, is, everyone, it's one of those things where they want to try something. If they do the same thing over and over again, people aren't happy. So then they try something new, and they did, and this is just the result. And I think it's just gaming as a whole. I think even if it was good, just gaming as a whole, no one's happy. I just think people expect something from a Call of Duty campaign, and they didn't deliver on that. I don't think it's a bad product, per se, but it's a bad Call of Duty campaign product,
I mean,
if that makes sense.
Here's my thing. Your franchise should still be able to deliver a pretty consistent experience, especially when it comes to story across its games. Because, like, I feel like a perfect example is Assassin's Creed, right? There is a lot of different kinds of Assassin's Creed games that have come out, but all of them have a fairly consistent general experience throughout. Like, even if you go from the first game to the RPG games, there is still a heavy focus on assassinations and that like whole mechanic being like very fleshed out, and you can grow with it. You can there's a lot there, and if you are coming to Assassin's Creed expecting that, you're going to have a consistent experience throughout the game. Whereas with Call of Duty, and especially because it has so many different franchises within it, like Modern Warfare and Black Ops, if I played the previous Black Ops game and got one experience, and I played the sequel to it, regardless of when in the timeline it takes place, I should get a pretty, similar experience to the one that I just played. And I think the problem is, this is so vastly different from the prior one that people are just, shell-shocked. Like, if you only ever played the Black Ops games, this is, so different from what you've got.
It's not that different. Because I will say, another thing that's funny is everyone says Black Ops 3 is one of their favorite games of all time. It's Black Ops 2 and 3. Like, they're some of the best Call of Duties of all time. Black Ops 3 had Train Go Boom. The entire campaign doesn't exist. It's all a simulation. It's something really weird. And then there's a meme that people have been talking about it where Train Go Boom, that's literally one of the lines in the campaign. It's really bad. But the same thing, multiplayer in Zombies is pretty good. That's not an excuse. It definitely should be better. But I will say the Black Ops franchise has kind of been 50-50 because Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign, and that was the Black Ops 3. So at this point now, it's 50% of them have been amazing. Black Ops 1 and 2, some of the best, and I personally think Black Ops 6 was amazing. None for 4, and 3 and 7 were awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's there. I will say two of the biggest problems I had were... One, the voice acting just kind of felt weird. I don't know if it was they had to change the story or something and beforehand leading up to it, but it sounds like this was the plan for a while, at least for 2 years maybe, where Black Ops 7 was coming after 6. So I don't know what it is. The other problem is there's one mission at the end where we're at David Mason's childhood home, and the voice acting and the frames were just so lackluster. I could follow the story. There was a story. Is it a great story? Is it a basic story? Yes. But something about that just felt so empty. I'm going to be completely honest. There's a lot of things that I think people are overhating. That mission in itself is what really killed the campaign. Up to that, I was fine. That mission was just what is this? That's really it.
Yeah.
There is Endgame, though. Have you seen any Endgame?
I have not seen any Endgame yet. That is the one thing that I did not see any of.
What? So I know I talked to you about it beforehand. What are you most curious about? Because I have played it a good bit. That's probably the mode I put the second most time in. It is a roguelike. So if you go through, you level up, you get these abilities, but then if you die, you go back down to level 1. You explore the campaign world, the entire world of Avalon. There's some OG maps from Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 6 and 7. And then there's also a final boss where you go through and you have to defeat 100 small eyeballs that you have to find around the map to kill them. And then you have the final boss, which is rough because you have 50 named enemies following you. It is rough. It is rough. But there's actually mythics in this game too, or exotics. They're more exotics, where they have special abilities where they do extra damage, but they can also do kind of ammo mods from zombies. But I will say it's been very fun. It has been very addicting. I wanted to play multiplayer, and then Endgame. It was just more Endgame for me. I just kept playing it.
I'm glad they spiced it up with something new, because I think Call of Duty has been the same thing for a very, very long time, and so the fact that they're adding something new, even if it's just for this game, the fact that it's there, this mode, if it is successful enough that they release any updates or new stuff to it, this could be, something that solidifies this specific game as something worth playing. Because, sure, if the multiplayer is exactly the same and the campaign wasn't anything special, there's not really a big reason for people to buy it. But if this mode is really good, then that is the reason people will buy it.
I do not think for a yearly title it should be 70, but I will say for having all of this, and then there's a lot that we didn't cover on progression and challenges. Like, there's just so much there. The people that say it's the same thing, there's so much more content. The problem is it's not that different from the last 20 years. But if you only play COD and you only buy 2 or 3 every 5 years, I think this is a great, complete, fleshed out experience. Except for campaign. Campaign's definitely the weakest. Yeah. But even then, I think it's more so was a build up for endgame more so than a campaign. But anyway, there's plenty more to talk about. JJ hasn't really played it. There's more that I have to experience. I haven't played a lot. So let's get into Fortnite, because Fortnite's been doing Fortnite-y things.
Yeah, so, oh my gosh, so much has happened.
So, let's start with this weekend, because I've played 2 matches today, and it was awful.
Yeah?
It was awful. So, they had no sweat weekend. Increased, like, spawn rate of a few items, which is cool, I guess. But then, again, like I was saying earlier, I really just don't understand where the casual, the competitive, like, just where this mindset is and what the standards are. Because what do you mean to make it more chill? You made skill-based matchmaking stricter. I have not played since week 1. So 9 times out of 10, when I hop on Fortnite after 2 weeks, I have a lot of bots. Why is it that my second match, I had somebody chase me for 5 minutes in a car, off spawn? By the way, the other problem is we are down to 60 players. They lowered the player count even more. So there is barely, that's probably why they're chasing me, because I'm one of the few real players, and there's no one else to kill, because apparently we can get as low as 12 real players now. Yeah. So, I mean, the idea's there, but it's just
it's a bit rough. I mean, I don't know what was going through their minds when it came to this, but this is literally the opposite of what would make a match more chill. I will say, and I know we're going to talk about future stuff later, but...
Alright, guys. Hi. We're back.
This could either work so well or so terribly, so...
So, JJ,
anyway.
Things happened. Sorry about the
internet,
trash quality if things happened. Anyway, let's get into Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan. What do I play? What do I play if I want a casual mode? If skill-based matchmaking is stronger in pubs, and then ranked is sweaty.
As I was trying to say before I got cut off by the internet, this is like exactly the opposite of what's gonna make things more chill. Though I will say, they aren't completely stupid when it comes to this, because I'm not sure if you saw, and I know we're gonna talk about future stuff later on, but there was a leak about next chapter actually having a bots only mode, like a solo. You're the only player in the match. Which, that is interesting, because that could mean that we are finally going to get less bots in actual live matches, because now there's a option for people that want an easier time.
Yeah. The only problem is, I hope that doesn't mean they keep skill-based matchmaking stronger, so that way if you do want to play pubs, it is easier, because then the bad players with bad players. That's really it. It doesn't add a diverse. So it's literally the exact thing that Call of Duty has been complaining about for the last, 5 years. And everyone was happy that it's gone, but then clearly I think that might show other games as well, with how poorly Call of Duty's doing. Skill-based matchmaking isn't that bad. At least to the shareholders. Unfortunately. We also had our final update. So we're running into Chapter 7, finishing out Chapter 6. We got a big old event coming up as well. Was there anything... How much have you played about this season? Because I literally have not played since the first week.
I've played a good amount. I still haven't completed the Battle Pass, but I intend to before the season's over, because it's small. It's pretty digestible. But I've played a good bit closer to the start, because it was entertaining. I did like the cell shading stuff. But recently I haven't played as much.
I am at 29 out of 50 for the main pass. I will say, JJ, do you know what's phenomenal? Is the bonus skin is weekly quests. It's not levels. It's not this or that. You just got to do some weekly quests.
Yep,
and I miss
that is much better.
And do you know what I've also seen? People complaining. Because you can't just go into creative map and sit there for 2 hours and get the bonus skin. You actually have to play the game.
I will say, it is... On one hand, I like it this way as a Battle Royale player, but on the other hand, this kind of goes against the entire ecosystem they've been building, because if I don't play Battle Royale and I only play like
Lego.
Reload or Lego or Music or something, like one of their other many modes, I can now no longer get the secret skin in the Battle Pass that I paid for. I now have to go and play Battle Royale, which I do not want to play, in order to do the weekly quests in order to get the skin that I paid for.
So actually, what quests do we need to beat? I'm assuming.
I mean, I'm not saying it's hard.
No,
like,
no.
I
No,
imagine
I'm not
they're like
saying
really
that.
easy, but like
there is weekly in OG. There is multiple sets of challenges in Reload. Could do those work for that? Like if I did a weekly in OG, does that count towards a weekly for the skin?
I guess that's
And
fair.
if
I'm
not,
not sure, because I
if that's
figured it
how
was
it
weekly
is,
in
that's
Battle
not a
Royale, because
problem.
those are always so specific.
Because it's only. Yeah, so I don't know. But if that's how they want to do it, and they just did that, where you can do weeklies in other modes, I don't think it's that bad of a problem. Because I think there's weekly in rocket racing even, so you can literally grind rocket racing and get the weekly challenges done.
Yeah,
Because I do agree, like, if you want to play one mode, they should. I would prefer the fact that you're able to completely level up in each mode individually. Like, I'm still not a huge fan of the 3 dailies that you can complete once for all modes combined. If I want to be able to go hop over and play this mode and then hop over and play this mode, I should be able to do 2 sets of dailies at least. But if you're for bonus skins, you should be able to do the weekly challenges in that mode as well, if there is one.
Yeah.
Then we also have Stranger Things, since we're talking about cosmetics.
Yep.
Stranger Things is here.
Stranger Things Part 2 drop is coming out. It's going to be the rest of the party and Vecna.
It's out now. It's there.
Oh, it is out now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right there.
I wasn't sure if it was like this weekend
Vecna.
or whatnot, but yeah.
No, it's right there.
Cool.
It's there. Stranger Things is a whole other conversation that we could talk about. I will say I definitely really like Stranger Things. I just think after waiting 5 years, my hype has died down.
Yeah. I mean, it's right before season 5, so I get the timing, especially because now all of the kids are adult-sized people, so they can make adult-sized skins. But
I don't even mean like directly to Fortnite's fault. It's just the franchise as a whole. I just have lost my hype in because of how long we've waited. I will say though, I was around during the original Stranger Things collab back in Chapter 1, Season 9.
Hopper, yeah.
Hey, some other cosmetic talks we can talk, things we can talk about is they have not changed sidekicks. I have not gotten any of my pets, and I don't know if the Bonesy people have either. So, but now we also have a section for 0 Hour, which now has King Kong, Mechagodzilla, Scooby-Doo, and Shaggy.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a minute. And any other cosmetic stuff you want to talk about? Oh, you've connected again.
Okay.
So we are on track number 3.
I mean, it says it's still recording track 2.
Okay, guys, we're really sorry about whatever this is.
Oh no.
So we're gonna keep recording because JJ has to go soon. But JJ will figure this out in like 2 hours. So I
hope
neither of us know what tonight's episode's gonna be. But you're in for a
we might not
doozy
even
for
have
sure.
one. It might be completely corrupted. We're gonna find out.
It might be. Anyway, so what was the thing that you heard last?
You didn't get any of your pets.
Yeah, and then I also was going through the item shop, and we have 0 Hour, which has Mechagodzilla and now Scooby-Doo. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Any other cosmetic stuff you want to talk about, or any gameplay stuff you want to talk about? Because at this point, what are we even at time-wise?
We're at 36 plus 7.
Okay. I figured it was gonna like not just show us the total, because why would technology be in our favor? So let's talk about the event. 0 Hour. We got a trailer with like, you know, King Kong and Godzilla and all these other skins, and then We also got the DeLorean and Kill Bill and helicopters and maybe Scooby-Doo there, all against the giant monster. I want to preface this with this event saying two things. One, they had a stress test. We don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what that means.
They basically told all the players to get on. I know. But, like, they told us all to get on the servers at the same time. Like, as many people as humanly possible. They gave us all a free level for it if we did. And they were just trying to see how much their servers could possibly take in terms of players. Now, of course, they're probably not going to get as many players on for a stress test as they would for an event.
Yeah.
But they wanted to make sure that they could, at least as much as possible, prepare for this, because they figured that with how the event is going to play out and how many players are going to be on, they wanted to make sure their servers could handle both at the same time at heavy levels.
But the other big thing is I have seen leakers once again saying this will be a gigabyte event. Now, the last time they talked about this was the Simpsons event leading into the Simpsons season, and we saw how that went. So if it is a gigabyte, I think the first things first is lower your expectations, because the worst thing you can expect is it is a trash event, and it's great. That's just that. I think that should be the expectation. It's gonna be bad because the worst case scenario or the best case scenario is it's good, and where expectations are blown out of the water. Worst case scenario, it is bad, and we didn't get our hopes up because that 1 gigabyte, 450 megabytes of that could just be Simpsons episode.
Yep.
We don't know. We thought half a gigabyte or whatever it was last time was great. It was just video. It was just a video. That's it. So we don't know. So first of all, lower your expectations, because with how this is, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just like season 5, where it's just a video of all of these IPs fighting the robot or the monster. I don't know.
I mean, I imagine it's going to be partially interactive just because of how big this seems like it's going to be. Like, wait, where did these 18 plus collabs are expected in the live event? 18 plus. So that more than 18 different IPs are going to be featured in this event. The last time we had that many, I want to say, was probably the event where we first saw the Foundation. I forget what that was called, but the one where they...
That's what I mean, the season
ended
5.
Up with the Spire. Like that was a huge,
5.
Pulling all the hunters, all the hunters from the different worlds all coming in, and you see them all. It was crazy. Like, that was a big event. That was huge for Fortnite itself. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get that kind of idea here with all of the advancements that have come, and the fact that collabs aren't like a huge cool thing anymore. It's just like, oh, that's part of Fortnite. The other thing is, though, with the collabs that we see, even just in the key art for the event, they had to have been working on this for multiple chapters by now, right? Like, I doubt they threw this together within the last chapter. Like, I just don't see that being the case, because one, we not only do we have the DeLorean, the Power Rangers, we have Kong and Godzilla, we have Homer in here, but like I see Superman flying there, right? And it looks
so there's another character that I've been seeing with this stuff that's been very exciting, and we'll talk about it with chapter 7 too. Did you also see that the Ice King might play a role?
Yep, I've seen Ice King is supposedly coming back.
Which would be fire.
Like, it seems like they have been working on this for a long time. And if that is the case, then...
This is the one guy that said this is his favorite, right? The next event? For the audio or something? For the music?
Probably, I mean...
I think there was some person that said, like, what's your favorite event? And or like favorite soundtrack that they made, and I'm pretty sure they said the next one. I think that's this one. If I remember correctly, there's been a lot.
Like, this seems like a pinnacle of... We realize that we haven't been doing our best in the past few chapters. Let's try and do a reset, but make it good. Like, that's kind of what this is giving to me. Like, the way that they've been addressing these, even just on Twitter through the tweets from the CEO and whatnot, like, it seems like they have been like, okay, we hear you. The story is not what you guys want it to be. These events have been lackluster. The seasons aren't feeling like they did. We need to do a reset. And so 0 Hour feels like, okay, for one, even just the title, 0. That is clearly the 0 point. They're referring to the 0 point, which means that is going to finally be playing an element again after, 3 chapters ago is the last time we saw that.
I like that. Who knows?
We have all these different collabs, which probably suggests that they're finally going to be tying the collabs back into the 0 point and,
just like the Marvel
be
season,
actually acknowledging, that they're from different universes instead of just like, hey, it's a shop item and they were in the game for a while. Like, they're finally going to be acknowledging that they exist in other universes. And then we have, obviously, the fact that this is some sort of big fight. Like, some sort of big fight is happening. Evie is here in this key art, and I'm hoping that she's not just an insert and that she actually plays a story role, because that means they will be tying in the weird disconnected story that we've had from chapter 4 on back to the story that we had in the first 3 chapters with the 7 and whatnot and the IO. Like, if they can find a way to bring these 2 stories back together and have it make sense, it could potentially make it so that these past few chapters of story weren't bad. Like, that kind of retrospective look thing where it's like, okay, we didn't see it then, but now with what you did, it makes sense and it was worth living through.
So, the event's not there. There's a lot more we can talk about, but I want to talk about chapter 7 a little bit because at this point I think we have 3 or 4 minutes left.
We have about 10 minutes.
You said 37 plus 7. What are we at now? 37 plus what?
36 plus 14.
That's around 50. Yeah, so we got 10 minutes. I don't know. We're at something, but we still have chapter 7.
Let's go.
So first of all, I actually want to mention one thing first. Did you see the reload stuff with or Blitz? Was it reload or Blitz?
I think it was
reload.
Blitz.
I think it's reload venture with the modified maps. Right now we have Floor is Lava from the 21st through the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping chapter 7 goes into that and really expands on Blitz and reload, because I will say for weekend stuff like Delulu, that's a really cool idea. I don't care for Delulu itself, but if we can have every week be a different venture map, and when you have that venture map or only that venture map that has a unique thing, that can be great. And chapter 7 is definitely going to be different. First of all, people have played chapter 7 already, and you're probably like, it's a week out. How have they done that? They invited content creators to play it. Content creators actually played the Simpsons season early too. How do you feel about that? Content creators not just playing the season a day or two, but an entire chapter over a week early.
So,
and then
I feel like I realized part of it and why they might have done it. Not that it was right, but why they might have. You realize when this event is happening, right? It's next Saturday. Mm-hmm. And what also happens next week?
Thanksgiving.
So how many creators are going to be taking a break to go have Thanksgiving with family or something? They're not going to be at home. It's kind of a smart thing for Fortnite to be like, hey, come play this, record your content now, and you can publish it over Thanksgiving break, and so that they can have their time away, and yet Fortnite still gets that publicity of the new season and the event gameplay while they're away.
That's true. I didn't think of that. They kind of save it up. Because, yeah, if they're gone, it makes sense. Because I was thinking, well, if they play day 1, but they've already played it, then their live reactions are going to not be their live reactions. But if what we see is because they're away and they're playing, that could be nice. However, the problem is then it just leaks everything. The season's not out, and I saw people streaming the Simpsons season. It's the season's not out, the chapter's not out yet, and we have UI, gameplay mechanics, and everything. Some of that's Fortnite leaking certain images, but there's so much that have just been people, sending pictures.
Yeah, and I think that is kind of the oof that they had to take in order to get this. They had to kind of choose the lesser of two evils, and I think in the end, though it's not great that we have all of these leaks are something you could ignore. You can't get content when all these people are away. Like, people would have to sacrifice their Thanksgiving time in order to make this content. So I think between the two, I feel like they made the right choice, but it just kind of sucks that it fell on a chapter transition instead of a season transition.
Yeah.
Because now there's a lot of changes that would have been cooler to see as a surprise that we just won't get to.
And while I'm scrolling back on China, because they probably have it, real quick, next season will be, for Festival, will be Lisa. I'm kind of excited about that. I'm scrolling back because, to look at the next chapter. First of all, how do you feel about the zone?
Yeah, apparently it's gonna be random shapes.
Starting with 7.
Yeah.
Which is probably just a file thing because of chapter 7. They're probably just trying to put it in there. I don't know. But, if we're in the same world where we're going down to 60-player BR lobbies, obviously I don't think that's a permanent thing. It's just this weekend. But if we are trying to do stuff like that, I don't know how random zone's going to feel. Because, like, if you have less people and you have something like a 7, you could have, like, 10 people up top, and they can't go down. They have to go the whole way around the corner to come down south, right? Because that entire thing.
Yeah.
So, like, that can really mess up the flow. So I'm very intrigued by this.
I'm thinking I don't know if they're gonna do like specific shapes as much as they're gonna do like polygons or blobs or something like that. So there's like curvature, or like maybe they can now have it fit to a POI, like have the final storm be a POI, and so the storm is surrounding that entire POI and you have that to fight in, instead of it being like half of the POI and a bunch of like open space.
That could be cool. I will say Warzone 2 is not a well-liked Warzone update. There was a few updates I actually really liked about Warzone 2, though, because I just don't like Warzone. One of them that they undid was they actually had 2 zones. They had 2 separate zones that would then join together at the end. That was kind of a weird one, because then if you have 5 people in one and 5 people in the other, or there's one person in one of those zones, you cannot beat it until the zone you can't. But that was not well received last time they changed the zone from the basic circle moving and like all of these BRs. So we'll definitely see how this plays out.
Yeah.
It's also apparently supposed to be set on the west coast of the United States, like Hollywood. Gonna have some casinos and Bollywood or something, I think I saw.
Battlewood?
Battlewood, yeah.
Bollywood.
We got Kill Bill. There's a water park. It's gonna be something.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I just hope that the story is present. As long as the story is present in this map, I don't care where it is.
Yeah. Another thing that I saw that's gonna be really awkward is, did you see the UI? And they changed where the kill counter is.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Why? Why do we need that?
It was probably more for different shaped screens. Now that Fortnite is being more popular and all these different things, putting it off to the middle kind of gives them more space to work with. Yeah.
Well, do you know what they really need to fix? One of the last things I want to say is, you know how I've constantly talked about I'm excited for Fortnite for UEFN when we get custom game modes. That's never happening because custom weapon models will get delayed again. So we're never going to have custom weapons. We're never going to have good game modes. It's just going to be Fortnite.
You know what's weird with that, though?
What?
We're getting freaking Unity games in Fortnite.
I guess.
I'm sorry. This completely different game engine where you can build completely different games with completely different software is now going to be available in Fortnite, that is made with a specific game engine where they're specifically developing a specific way for you to make specific games in the specific engine.
All of this on Chapter 7 Pacific Break. If we have a Pacific Rim in the Battle Pass, I'm calling it now. I will be mad. This is Dr. Zombrain. From Nerdrant, signing off.
Yeah, I'm done. Bye.